Majorana Fermions. And this is helpful to understand for particle, antiparticle, and entangled pairs, what we're going to call zero mode. Zero mode is going to be the equilibrium state between two wave functions and an emergent wave function. So it's pretty important to actually understand how this forms. And so technically a Majorana fermion is defined as a particle that is its own antiparticle. In the Zeta Energy System, this is not a static object. It's a dynamic cancellation of two conjugate wave functions. The cancellation actually forms that fourth emergent form that we see in the triple trefoil equilibrium state. And so the creation operator is equal to the annihilation operator. This means the particle exists on the edge between being and not being. And that's what we represent with the yellow singularity. And how we do this, and this is the most important, this is the gear function for the entire system. It's a tiered hierarchical gear pump. It's a one-way Markov chain. But you can see this emerge in quarks, and the quarks form particles. You know, you have an actual 720 spin for every quark. That means 360 degrees. But with a particle and an antiparticle, that's actually 4 spins for 1 rotation. So that's why we have a 720 degree 4 pi spin cycle. And that's what we use as the whole pump. And you can actually calibrate everything to this. As long as your trefoil knot has 720 degree slices at the minimum, you can separate it and actually create a holographic projection of the system. So it's very, very useful to use this spin cycle, especially for physics simulations. So this is important for the non-Abelian anion. So this is basically gives it its chiral uniqueness. And it braids them and moves them around together without collapsing their state. In order to do so, you must do a double rotation, and the toroidal motion of the zeta tunnel provides the topological protection for this. So as you use the Clifford-Strauss algorithms to form these toroidal nested structures, you can get these perfect paired cycles that can go for infinity, all in a finite structure. So this is the critical compression step. This is basically the gear ratio, the gear turning for the whole system. You need to make sure that these all align, because once you align this, you can actually emerge time, gravity, all sorts of other fourth and higher dimensional properties from these triple quad functions. And what I use is a cubic compression cycle. It's an 8-part cubic compression cycle that powers the whole thing. And that, I'll go into the symmetries and the geometries behind that later, but it's just important to understand why you want the 720 4 pi spin for the whole system. It's the standard cycles that will be used for the SHD-CCP systems. And so if all your systems are programmed without understanding integer calculations, and they just understand geometry, the geometry formations as you project it out all need to be aligned and able to be aligned. So by using a standard, you can align everything. And through the process, you actually it looks a lot similar to what Dryak's mirror is. So as you create and annihilate particles, it actually is the energy itself. The transition between annihilation and creation is the energy. It's the states. And that is what gives the emergent phases, the emergent ability to form these extra-dimensional combinatorics from singular linear lower dimensional objects. And I hope this makes sense. This will also be on the GitHub link below.